Let's talk about something most people are wildly curious about but barely ever discuss honestly: oral sex. Yeah, I said it. And if your gut reaction was to tense up, get a little uncomfortable, maybe even laugh awkwardly, good. That means we're hitting on something important. Because here's the truth. So many of us walk through our adult lives knowing shockingly little about one of the most intimate, personal, and emotionally loaded acts in a sexual relationship. And the kicker, most of what people think they know is wrong, or at least incomplete. It's based on assumptions, myths, insecurity, shame, and unfortunately, a lot of misinformation picked up from places that do not prioritize real human connection. Let me start with this. Oral sex is not about some secret move or some perfect routine that turns you into a sex god. The most important thing you can bring to oral sex isn't your tongue, your lips, or some acrobatic technique you saw online. It's your presence, it's your confidence, because if you're in your head worrying about whether you're doing it right, whether you look attractive while doing it, or if you're taking too long, that energy speaks louder than any movement you make. People pick up on that. They feel when you're disconnected. They sense when you're performing instead of participating. Oral sex, when it's done with intention, is about being there with another person in a moment of total vulnerability. It's about being willing to connect, not just physically, but emotionally, because trust me, your energy will always matter more than your technique. And can we just acknowledge something that we never talk about? Oral sex is vulnerable for everyone giving it, receiving it. It's raw, it's close-up. It's not filtered or choreographed, and because of that, it brings up all kinds of things: body image issues, fear of judgment, trauma, insecurity. A lot of people struggle to enjoy it not because they don't like the sensation, but because they're too caught up in their own self-consciousness to actually relax into the experience. That's especially true for women. So many women feel like they're taking too long, or they're too much, or not enough. So they rush, they apologize, they fake it. And I want to say this loud and clear: pleasure is not a luxury, it is not selfish. It is not a performance. It is something you are allowed to have. You are allowed to receive without guilt. You are allowed to ask for what you want. You are allowed to take your time. Now let's call out the elephant in the room: porn. I'm not here to bash it, but I am here to say this: porn is entertainment, not education. It's not real. It's scripted, edited, and staged to cater to the camera, not to the complexity of actual human sexuality. And yet so many people, men and women, learn from it. They model what they've seen. They assume that's how it's supposed to look, and they carry those expectations into real life. That's how we end up with so many people pretending to enjoy things they actually don't like, or staying quiet because they don't want to seem weird, or failing to communicate what they actually need because they don't want to break the illusion. But real sex isn't performance, it's communication. It's messy sometimes, it's imperfect, but that's what makes it real. You want to be great at oral sex, ask questions. Don't assume you know what your partner wants, ask them. Ask what feels good. Ask if they want more or less. Ask if there's something they've been afraid to say. And while you're at it, answer those questions yourself. Stop worrying about doing it right. Start getting curious about doing it better for that person in that moment. Because I guarantee you, everyone likes it a little differently. And what worked for someone in your past might be totally wrong for the person in front of you now. There is no universal playbook. There is no cheat code. There's just trial, error, listening, and adjusting. And let's talk hygiene, because yes, it matters. Not just for the obvious health reasons, but for trust, respect, and comfort. Feeling clean makes people feel safer. It makes them feel seen. It makes them feel like you care. Oral sex is an act of intimacy. You're inviting someone into your body, or you're going somewhere deeply private. Being thoughtful about hygiene shows that you respect the act and you respect the person. If something doesn't feel fresh, it's okay to say so gently, respectfully, but directly. Adults talk about things, adults communicate. Here's something else no one tells you: most people are faking confidence. They're faking certainty. They're mimicking what they've seen or heard, hoping it's enough. That means if you feel like you should know more, you're not alone. Most people are just as confused, just as unsure, and just as in need of better conversations as you are. The only difference is, some people are brave enough to talk about it. Be one of those people. Oral sex isn't casual. It's not insignificant. It can be playful, fun, spontaneous, even silly, but it's never meaningless. There is always emotion behind it, even if you try to ignore it. The act is intimate. The act is human. And the better you understand that, the more care and curiosity you bring to it, the more fulfilling it becomes. It's not about checking a box. It's not about getting someone to climax as fast as possible. It's about learning a person. It's about being in sync. It's about letting go of shame and showing up with openness, humor, and honesty. So here's my challenge to you. Talk about it with your partner, with your friends, with yourself. Start questioning what you've assumed to be true. Start unlearning the stories you've absorbed that don't serve you. Get honest about what you like, what you're scared of, what you've been too embarrassed to ask. Because when you bring light to these shadowy places, when you replace silence with truth and curiosity, you get something better than good sex. You get real connection. And that, my friend, is where the magic is.